Welcome, everyone. It is 7:04 p.m. and we're calling to order. So pursuant to Article 4 of the Constitution and Article 2 of the Bylaws, Congregation B'nai Israel, the undersigned hereby calls the annual meeting of the members of the congregation to order. We're going to start with our opening prayer with Rabbi Keller.
I'm not sure she said it, but that's Sharon Landau. So just so you know, that's Sharon Landau. She's the president of the congregation. It's nice. Thank you for allowing me my 34 minutes for my opening prayer. So thanks so much for being here tonight. It is incredibly wonderful to see you and for showing up. And because when you show up and whenever we show up, it's truly how we make partnership and how we make a sacred space. It happens, by the way, that this week is called the Torah portion this week is called Parashat Emor, and it's a little bit of a perfect connection for us as we enter our annual meeting. In the Torah portion, we read about the responsibilities of the Kohanim, the priests in ancient times, and they had really interesting guidelines. They were really taught in how to share with themselves and with the community, Israelite community, how to serve, how to lead, how to stay connected, how to be holy, and they were wearing their particular robes, and they were in these beautiful moments. Granted, we're not wearing those robes, which I'm thankful for, but we're also in these great moments that we can share with the priests of that time. The Torah portion also walks through the Jewish calendar, which is really awesome. Almost every Jewish holiday is in this week's Torah portion, Shabbat, the festivals. And it also asks us to take a pause, because if you think about all those holidays, they are teaching us and pulling us into taking a deep breath. And so some of us have had a complicated year. Some of us have had a really fabulous year. Some of us have had a mixture of that. And so I'll ask everyone, as the priests mentioned in this Torah portion, to take that deep breath. And so we have a moment, not just at Rosh Hashanah, which is a religious transformative moment of starting anew, but also here in our calendar and according to our bylaws and the systems that also have to function here, to take that deep breath. Also, I have to mention that as we mark this time and these moments, we are responsible for celebrating these moments, and even amidst challenge, when we reflect on the fact that there are many, many hostages still left in Gaza, we are happy for Idan Alexander and his family that they are with him after more than 540 days. And so in the next weeks and months, we will be, as you will hear, I'm sure, not just now, but in each moment we chat, this idea of our capital campaign, defined by our bricks and mortar and how we move forward as a space for that. And that, by the way, is vital for our congregation to be able to put those bricks and mortar together. But also this Torah portion teaches us and reminds us that a holy community takes intention, and it's not just about the bricks and mortar, but also made by every single person in this congregation. And so let's look ahead and ask ourselves, how are we going to build our current strong foundation? How can we be even more inclusive, more creative, more spiritual in our intentions? And how can each of us step into our own version of that priestly responsibility from the Torah portion with humility and heart and purpose? Mazel tov to all of us and to a new CBI year.
That's right. Thank you, Rabbi Keller. Our Just to talk about our numbers, we have our quorum numbers, total eligible members, 1,085. Members who have already voted by proxy, 121. For our trustees, we had 121 for and 0 against. For our budget, we had 121 for and 0 against. And other matters, we had 121 for and against 0. So, yes, awesome. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Congregation B'nai Israel's annual meeting. I appreciate each and every one of you that came here tonight and who are watching on our live stream. I really believe that our congregation is the best because of each and every one of you. Thank you to VIP caterers for the open bar and light bites. I would personally like to thank the members of the nominating committee for their efforts, Rachel Smith, Amy Weishaus, and Ayala Cohen. I would also like to sincerely thank board members Robin Rubinoff and Denise Beagle, who were essential in making all of this happen. A job well done. The full slate of candidates is listed in the notice of the annual meeting. This past year has been a terrific year for all aspects of CBI. We began the long process and planning to renovate our sanctuary, school building, and grounds in general. You have already seen some examples of this process and many others we also accomplished behind the scenes to ensure our campus is safe and secure. I am very proud to announce the official beginning of our long-awaited capital campaign for CBI with the hiring of the top architectural design team from Feingold Alexander. Drawings and the time frame will be fine-tuned and laid out to everyone in the next month or so. It is a massive undertaking, and we will not be successful without full participation from our membership. I am counting on all of you to make this project a reality. I need to take a moment to publicly thank our amazing Executive Director, Steve Allen, who will begin his 11th year here at CBI in October. There are many moving pieces to making a congregation run, and Steve covers all of them so well. And on behalf of the entire board and myself, thank you, Steve. Now we should clap. Our clergy team continues to offer us programming that is unrivaled and continues to raise our level of spirituality on a daily basis. Thank you, Senior Rabbi Ronnie Keller, Senior Associate Rabbi Samantha Kahn, and Senior Cantor David Muchnick, and our beloved Emeritus Robert Silvers. You all continue to shine so brightly. I need to thank our early childhood director, Allison Sands, who is leaving us this year, and I thank her very much for the years she has dedicated to helping maintain and grow our fabulous preschool. Her team of assistant director, Rebecca Rosenblatt, camp and aftercare director, Rachel Allen, programming director, Lori Siegel, and the addition of 3 grade-level administrators, Anat Cohen, Marissa Ron, and Cassandra Bianchi, round out an unbeatable admin team. We are happy to announce that Michelle Gross will be our new director of NCECE. Welcome to the team, Michelle. Our religious school director, Carly Wallenstein, has completed her second successful year with numbers exceeding over 400 students. The programming and participation has increased tremendously within all grade levels. Assistant SLJ Director, Miriam Refrano, youth engagement professional Annie Rosenthal, and administrative assistant Sarah Shankman round out an exceptional administrative team. With a special shout out to Miriam, who filled in so well as our interim director while Carly was out on maternity leave. Please welcome baby Michael to the CBI family. I'm also pleased to announce that Miriam Refrano will be the interim SLJ director as Carly has decided to move back to Chicago to be closer to family. We wish you the very best, Carly. From a social action, social justice standpoint, no synagogue can match CBI. We have become known as the congregation with a conscience, officially. Kudos to VP of Social Action, Andrea Cannon, and Membership Special Projects Manager, Minda Shaman, and all the volunteers who helped make our initiatives become a reality. From the Little Free Pantry to Mitzvah Day to our over 30-year relationship with Ebenezer Baptist Church, to all of our monthly social action initiatives, no congregation does it better. Our budget committee is pleased to present the 25-26 budget for approval, and I'm all sure that you read through Ira Ginsberg's letter and looked at the budget. Thank you to Ira and his team of Jeff Cannon, Jason Solotkin, Jeff Young, and Jason Klinghoffer. Also, a special thank you to our Director of Finance, Susan Goldman-Newsy, who spent countless hours of preparation and review. As I retire from being your CBI president after 4 years, I thank all of you for being members of our wonderful congregation and hope I made a difference in making our Jewish community even stronger. I wish Barry Schwartz, our incoming president, all the best with his team of new and returning executive committee members and board of trustees. I want to thank our outgoing executive committee members, Ira Ginsberg, Robin Rubinoff, Andrea Cannon, and immediate past president, Jeffrey Cannon. I want to welcome the new members to our executive committee, Jeff Young, Rachel Ostrovsky, Allie Myrick, and Rachel Weiner. Also, a special thank you to our outgoing board members, Sean Tybor and Jill Eisner. And a big welcome to our newest board members, Adam Rudikoff, Jason Klinghoffer, and Jen Reese. I wish all of you the best in guiding CBI to great heights. It has been a distinct honor and blessing for me to serve as your president. I look forward to an exciting, productive, and safe future for us all. Okay, and now I want to introduce Steve Allen, our Executive Director.
I could just rip this up. Ditto. That would make it really short. Some of you know we're not going to rush this meeting at all because there are important things to talk about. New York Knicks. Anyway, I want to just echo some things from Sharon. I want to congratulate all the new board members, all the new executive committee, and thank the people that are not going away, but termed out from the executive committee and from the board. Working with you the last years, I've been here 10 years. It's an amazing event to see volunteerism at its finest, and I know the new people that are joining us are going to be amazing, and I thank them all. Sharon mentioned a couple of things that we're doing. If you noticed that maybe you came in the other way, but the 6 doors that we have out here, they were sometimes had to be handheld, and there was a whole new system that had to be put in that was part of our security system, and it was accomplished. And a gentleman who comes to Friday night services, who you would never imagine came up to me at the gala and said, I heard you're running the capital campaign. What can I do? And you never can estimate. You love that everybody participates, and whatever amount they give is wonderful. Anyway, the gentleman paid for the entire installation of all of them. I'm not going to give the exact number, but it was well above what we had expected, and it was just so grateful that someone who you know loves CBI felt so inclined to help us with our security, which is just one of the aspects that goes with this ongoing capital campaign. It's been a busy year. I had the privilege of doing 2 Steve talks. There were 30-some-odd people there. I loved it about the front row and about don't sweat the small stuff, which I continue to try every day when I'm in the car at a red light with people behind me and in front of me. But I'm not there yet. 2 weeks ago, we were very fortunate, and thanks very much to our hosts, Barry and Sally Schwartz, where we had an incredible Kiddish Cup golf tournament where over 90 people participated. And it was, yes, we deserve a round of applause for that. It was incredible. It was just a lot of our people that work with us, members, guests, people who, the sponsors, we thank them all. It was wonderful to finally realize that I am the absolute worst golfer in the entire United States. And Barry is a witness. So, but give me some tennis, give me pickleball, we'll be fine. But when it comes to golf, I will ride, next year I'll ride in the cart with Rabbi Keller to just say hi to everybody and not pick up a club. But it was great. We raised some money, much needed, and it was really a terrific time. We also, as you know, sent out a membership survey result that we wanted to hear from you. We thought it was important, and it was something that we learned as a staff and as people and as individuals, and we want you to know that we heard you, we listened, and we will take steps about programming and everything else that needs to be done. I also want to echo my best of luck and wishes to Allison Sands and Carly Wallenstein as they depart, and of course, congratulations to Miriam Rafrano, who steps up as our interim director of SLJ, and to welcome Michelle, even though it's spelled M-I, please, when you meet her, please call her Michelle, not Michelle Gross, who comes to us with a wealth of experience and knowledge. Finally, my final statement is, as I do, as Sharon said, 4 years with Sharon Landau, I know is just a drop in the bucket compared to her family, but it's been an amazing pleasure and honor to work with her, alongside her, and her heart that goes towards this congregation is just unrivaled. I'm also very pleased to have gotten to know Barry Schwartz over the years that he's been here, and I look forward very much to work with him and the new executive team, and I continue to be amazed and thrilled with every single senior staff meeting that I have with all my clergy and my 2 directors, because this is my family, and I'm very excited about it. And last point, yes, I promised Phil Rothschild I would mention the capital campaign. It has been mentioned. We're not going to beat you to death on it, but it is a massive project that many people are involved in. We will be having renderings, we will be having meetings. This is a very important project for us and for the lifeblood of CBI. Myself and the team that's going to be together to work on renovations and to work with the architect, the design team, and to work with the solicitation part of it is fantastic. And any questions, please reach out to me. As I close out the 10th year, I just say thank you to each and every one of you that I've met, my colleagues, my team, the members, the people I work with, and I look forward to many more. Thank you.
Okay, now we have our Vice President reports. So first is going to be our Vice President of Strategic and Long Range Planning, Phil Rothschild. He's also taking the notes from this evening. And then after that will be our Vice President of Membership, Gil Kaminer.
Thank you, Sharon. I also happen to wear the hat of the secretary of the entity that is Congregation of B'nai Israel. So I just want to note for the minutes that we have at least 38 people attending in person, plus the proxies. So we definitely have a quorum. So Vice President of Strategic and Long-Term Planning has the sort of least defined role, but one of the things that has been a real great pleasure to oversee and to participate in is our Joshua Leadership Training Program, which has been going on now for a number of years, in which we have 4 nights in January, February, 2 hours a night, in which the participants of anywhere from a class of 10 to 15, depending on the year, is in an interactive way learns about not only the history of CBI, but the nuts and bolts of all the various components that make up the entire synagogue. And we had a great class this year, lots of good questions. And the people who are joining the board now have almost in every instance been a Joshua participant at some point over the last few years. So it is and the rabbi, and obviously it's Joshua because Moses to Joshua. So it's all interconnected. And it's really been a pleasure. It's a lot of fun. It's some work, but it's mostly fun. And other than that, that's the end of my pitch. And well, you're gonna come up each time and do it, or? Okay. Never leave the podium unattended.
Exactly. Our Vice President of Membership, Gil Kaminer. And then after that, Vice President of Education, Robin Rubinoff.
Good evening, everybody who's here and online. The thing I'm most excited to say tonight is I get to say Minda's name second. Usually by the time I get up here, everybody has thanked Minda, and I'm always last. But I want to thank Minda for all the hard work she does, because none of our membership programs would happen without her. So next time you see her, please thank her. We continue to put on a wide variety of member programs, whether it's related to a Friday night service, such as a Chardonnay Shabbat or a Noah's Ark. I still like Bark at the Ark, but I think it's Noah's Ark. Or other programs not related to Friday night Shabbat services. And I encourage all of you to take part in these programs, whether it's Brotherhood or Women of CBI or just a one-off Chardonnay Shabbat. They are all wonderful programs. The more you come, the more you get out of it. We also hold open houses to recruit new members. And I've said this in the past, one of my focuses has been making sure our members are satisfied with the program, and I continue to feel that way. And that's all I have for this evening, so thank you all for coming.
And now we have our Vice President of Education, Robin Rubinoff. And then after that will be our Vice President of Communications and Technologies, Evan Appel.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. There's so much that goes on in the school, but in the schools, both of them, but I'm gonna try to keep it as condensed as I can. So the first thing that I always do when I come up to make this presentation is to thank our teachers. The teachers are the lifeblood of our schools. They are the heart and soul. They work so, so hard, tirelessly, endlessly to educate our children, and it's really, we would be nothing without them. So a huge thank you to our teachers, 140 maybe that we employ at both of our schools. So they do everything. There's nothing more important than helping children grow into be kind, compassionate citizens of the world. So we're grateful to them first and foremost. Yes. And then I'd like to thank the families for trusting us and sharing their children with us and letting us teach them and letting us learn from them. It's an important trust that they place in us, and we take it very seriously. So we thank all of our families who entrust their precious children to our schools. And then, of course, to our tremendous clergy team, our staff, our administrators, security, maintenance. There are so many people and so much hard work that goes into maintaining our two programs. It's endless, it's tireless. They work so hard, and they deserve so much more than thank you, but we will offer them that thank you anyway, because they are endlessly working to keep this place running and running well and smoothly and safely. So thank you to all of them. They get applause too. So we've had another wonderful year in our preschool. We continue to do all the wonderful things that we do in the classrooms with the kids. They range in age from 8 weeks to 5 years, so there's a very wide variety of things that go on. I'm not going to go into the whole education program. I just want to give you a couple little highlights of new things that we've changed this year, which are kind of exciting. We've moved our library up to our second floor, and we've taken that space and made 2 brand new classrooms, which are going to be the prototype classrooms for our renovation. We've created a new family program for our 3-year-old classes. It's called Lila Tove. They meet on a Saturday evening. Each class has a separate week where they meet, and they learn about Havdalah together, the families and the students. And on Monday morning after the program, the Havdalah helpers bring in snack for their class, and they also bring in food donations that they put in our little free pantry that's here on campus. So they do a little tikkun olam along with it. It's been a lovely, very well-received program. As Sharon mentioned, we also added the age-level coordinators to our administration team, which has been a great help and a support for our teachers. It's really been a great addition. Our entire admin team, as you heard, is amazing. Huge shout out to them, and a real special thank you to Allison Sands, who, as you heard, is going to be leaving us, but she has spent years with us, and we're so grateful for her tireless hard work, her love of the students, her love of the school. We're really deeply grateful, and we wish her everything wonderful for her and her family for her future. I'm also excited to welcome Michelle Gross. I hope you all will take the chance to get to know her once she starts this summer. She's really going to be a phenomenal leader, and I'm very excited to have her join our CBI family. Our religious school also still running strong, over 400 students, pre-K through 12th grade, run by Carly, Miriam, Sarah, and Annie, as you heard. So it's pretty remarkable that 4 people can run a school for 400 students across 14 different grades. It's a monumental effort, and they just have done an incredible, tireless job. They implemented a whole new curriculum this year, gotten really good feedback from the teachers. They've offered suggestions and tweaks for next year, which they're going to implement. The religious school took on the Purim Carnival this year and hosted the whole event for the whole synagogue, which went beautifully well. It was also another big program. And in the spirit of our change there too, we also want to thank Carly so much for her hard work. In 2 years, she has really put her whole heart and soul into this school, and she has worked endlessly to make it as good as it can be. And we wish her and her family all the best in their move back to Chicago. We're really thrilled for Miriam to take over. We know that the school is going to continue to evolve and flourish under her direction, and we're very excited to support her on the journey as our interim director. Lastly, I really want to recognize all the volunteers who spend so much time in both of our schools, supporting the mission of our schools, fundraising, helping the staff, so many ways, so many efforts, so many programs, so much energy all year long in both of our schools. So to Danny Hollitzer, our PO chair, and to Rachel Ostrovsky, our outgoing PO president, and your entire preschool board and all the volunteers, a huge thank you to you. To Taylor Weiss, who is our SLJ outgoing chair, her whole SLJ board, and our incoming chair, Jenny Reese. There aren't enough words to thank all of you volunteers for everything you do. No one volunteers for the glory. They do it for the love of the organization and the schools and the institution, and we're really grateful for all of your hours and your time and your heart and your soul. And it's been an honor for me, and I thank you all.
Our Vice President of Communications and Technology, Evan Appel, and then lastly, Vice President of Administration and First Vice President, Barry Schwartz.
Hi everyone, good evening. As the VP of Communication and Technology, I'm going to be communicating with you for the remainder of Rabbi Keller's 34 minutes that he allocated to himself. I'm just kidding. I know Steve wants to watch the Knicks game. As Steve mentioned, a survey went out that a lot of people responded to, and part of that survey is how do you get your information? How do you like getting your information? What don't you like? Met with the marketing team to go over that before the survey went out. We looked at all the analytics and who's opening emails and who's clicking through on the emails, and that's constantly evolving. And as part of that evolution, we're going to be working with a new program called Schul Cloud that's going to spruce up the website and help communication. So if anyone ever has any questions or thoughts or opinions, only good opinions, please, or suggestions on how communication can better be received by everyone, please let me know. And thank you again, everyone, for being here.
Thank you, Evan. Now our Vice President of Administration and First Vice President, Barry Schwartz.
And I know Steve, even though his golfing stinks, I know he wants to watch the game. So I was allotted 3 sentences, according to Phil. He wrote them for me. I may read them, I may not. Vice President of Administration is a new job, a new role. We didn't have one. And because we didn't have one, I got to pretty much do anything I wanted to do, which was a lot of fun. But mostly what I spent time doing is negotiating senior staff contracts. And that was an interesting job. I learned a lot doing that. But you know, this is not my first rodeo. Many of you know I was president of Temple Judea in Coral Gables about 10 years ago, I think. So hopefully I learned enough there, I practiced there, so I can do a really good job here. And I'm excited about this job. As everybody's mentioned so far, we're launching the capital campaign. If you get a minute, go log on to feingoldalexander.com, the architectural firm based out of Boston that we hired. Amazing stuff. Leslie will tell you, when you look at the website, you'll just like, Leslie, you're like in tears when you looked at it the first time. These people know what they're doing. We're going to have an amazing, amazing campus. I have a theme for my presidency. I'm calling it Reimagining CBI. You're going to start hearing this a lot. You'll hear it from Rabbi, you'll hear it from Steve, you'll hear it from everybody. Reimagining CBI is what I'm going to spend the next 2, depending on Steve, maybe 3, depending on Sally, maybe only 3, maybe 4, we don't know. But I'm really looking forward to it, and with everyone's help, and great board, great outstanding executive board, great board members, lots of new members. It's going to be an exciting several years. So thank you all.
Now we're going to go on to our election of our trustees. So the nominating committee recommends the following: officers, President Barry Schwartz, Vice President of Financial and Asset Management Jeff Young, Vice President of Strategic and Long-Range Planning Phil Rothschild, Vice President of Membership Gil Kaminer, Vice President of Education Rachel Weiner, Vice President of Social Action Alexandra Myrick, Vice President of Communications and Technology, Evan Appel. Vice President of Administration, Rachel Ostrovsky. So the trustees, Class 1, which is a 2-year term, Amanda Tillman, Annie Becker, Jason Klinghoffer. Class 2, which is a 1-year term to complete an open term, Adam Rudikoff. Class 3, NCECE PO Board Chair Danny Hellitzer. SLJ Board Chair Jenny Reese. Brotherhood President Phil Wishna. So with the nominating committee, I need all of you here that have not voted by proxy to please raise your hand to accept what the nominating committee recommends. Please keep it up for a minute so we can count. And with that number, 33. Do we have anybody opposed to what the nominating committee recommends? Do we have anybody that wants to abstain? Okay, with the vote of 33 in person and our in proxy votes, congratulations to our new officers. We have an approval of our budget. So again, we get to do the same thing. Everybody, if you approve the budget, please raise your hand. $37. Do we have anybody that wants to vote no about the budget? Does anybody want to abstain? The motion passes with our in votes and our votes by proxy. Thank you very much. I would like everyone who is currently on our Board of Trustees, if you could please stand so we could all say thank you. New and current, please. Thank you all very much. Thank you, because honestly, the synagogue would not be the way it is without your volunteers. Next on our agenda is new business. And with new business, that means if anybody has any questions, you can raise your hand and say. Okay. Then we are going to have our benediction by Rabbi Keller.
I'm going to take up the minutes that Evan didn't use from the minutes that I started with at the beginning, leaving 27 minutes left for the conclusion. That's the benediction. Just want to say that we often say chazak, chazad, fanit, chazek. We move from strength to more strength to move forward, and so may the nomination now officially to our new officers and the thanks to our officers who brought so much pride, joy, energy, sleepless nights and phone calls and all the other beautiful things to take care of our synagogue go on with strength as well. Of course, the issue with the people who are leaving the board now is that you're fair game for everything else to do in the congregation, so we're going to pull you back in. This is part of the benediction, by the way, so thank you to all of you. And may we all go from strength to strength in our growth as our congregation. And when we do, we truly make CBI a Kehillah Kadosha, a holy place. Thank you all for being here. Sharon, anything else before you're going to close? You're going to close. Okay. So as we go on from strength to strength, and last thing I'll say outside of the benediction is this might be one of your happiest moments because you're going to transition from president to immediate past president. Woo, there's the dance.
Lastly, I want to thank Jess Silovich because without her, none of us would be able to do our job. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. With that, can I get a motion to adjourn our annual meeting? Phil, and second, Gil Kaminer. Please all raise your hands to approve that we're going to adjourn our meeting. Thank you so very much, and signing off. Take care, everyone.